We'll start with the next Ethernet, Fast Ethernet. Name itself suggests that Fast Ethernet is faster when compared to that of Standard Ethernet, where the speed of Standard Ethernet was 10 Mbps and the speed of Fast Ethernet is 100 Mbps. First, let us study about the goals of Fast Ethernet. First one, upgrade the data rate to 100 Mbps, which means Fast Ethernet transmits a data 10 times faster than the standard Ethernet, that is 100 Mbps. Second goal, make it compatible with the standard Ethernet. The meaning is, if you replace a standard Ethernet with a fast Ethernet, then fast Ethernet compatibly or successfully works. Third one, keep the same 48-bit addresses. Already we have seen in the frame format of standard Ethernet where destination address field was with a length of 6 bytes and source address field was having a length of 6 bytes. The same 6 byte address field is used in fast Ethernet where 1 byte is equivalent to 8 bits. Hence 6 bytes into 8 will get the address of the length 48 bit. The fourth goal is keep the same frame format. The frame format of fast Ethernet is same as that of standard Ethernet. Once we'll recall what are the fields of fast Ethernet frame format. The first one is preamble, then we had a start frame delimiter, then destination address. After that we had a source address field, then we had a length or field, then data and padding, and last field was CRC. Same frame format is used for fast Ethernet. Last goal is keep the same minimum and maximum frame length. As you have seen in the standard Ethernet, the minimum frame length was 64 bytes and maximum frame length is 1518 byte. Same is maintained at the fast Ethernet. Now we'll see about the auto negotiation. Auto negotiation is an additional and special feature of fast Ethernet. Let us understand what you mean by auto negotiation. You can just refer the diagram. In the diagram, there is a sender whose speed is 100 Mbps and receiver with a speed of 10 Mbps. When sender wants to send a data, he sends a data with a speed of 100 Mbps, where receiver fails to process the data at the speed of sender since the speed of receiver is less. In such a case, receiver asks the sender to slow down the sender speed at 10 Mbps. Then sender will slow down to 10 Mbps speed. The synchronization is provided between sender and receiver by the feature called auto negotiation. Now we'll see about the excess method. MAC sublayer is responsible for excess method. There are two approaches, half duplex approach and full duplex approach. If we are using half duplex approach, then there is a need of CSMA bar CD. Already we have seen about CSMA bar CD in the standard Ethernet. If it is a full duplex, then there are two separate wires. One wire is for sending and another wire is for receiving, where collision doesn't takes place, hence no need of CSMA bar CD. Then we'll see about the physical layer. Physical layer will explain the concepts of topology, implementation and encoding. First, let us see about the topology. As you studied about the standard Ethernet was supporting bus topology and star topology, whereas fast Ethernet will only support for the star topology. Again, you can just observe these diagrams, diagram A and diagram B. In diagram A, there are two devices where those two devices are connected by using point-to-point dedicated link. In the diagram B, there are three devices. They are connected using the switch, which forms the star topology. The meaning here is, if there are only two devices, they can be connected using dedicated point-to-point link. If there are more than two devices, then they are connected in the form of star topology. This is about the topology. Now we have about the implementation. The meaning of implementation is nothing but what are the types of cables in the fast Ethernet. Again, for the same you can just refer this diagram. You have 100 base TX, 100 base FX and 100 base T4. These are the fast Ethernet cables. Now let us take one simple example. 100 base Tx and then study the terminologies. Where the first term 100, it is nothing but, or it says about the transmission speed, which is in terms of megabits per second. Then you have the base, it stands for baseband signal. Then you have T or F, which stands for physical medium. T is nothing but a twisted wire. F is nothing but a fiber optical cable. Then we have the term X or 4, which tells about the encoding schemes. Now 100 base Tx, it has a speed of 100 Mbps and it uses a 2 wires, and those 2 wires are of twisted pair with the category phi UTP. UTP stands for unshielded twisted pair. Similarly, 100 base Fx, it also uses a 2 wire of the type fiber optical cable. Then we have 100 base T4, it uses 4 wires, twisted pair wires of the category 3 and unshielded. Now let us study about these as a summary. In the summary you can just see the type of media used and the number of wires. In Tx and Fx there are 2 wires, but in T4 there are 4 wires, and maximum length of the cable. Tx and Fx and T4, in all the maximum length of the cable is 100 meters. Then we have about the encoding schemes. These encoding schemes we'll study it in the next slide. So just you can refer for this and see what you mean by MLT3. MLT3, it stands for multi-level transmit encoding with the 3 voltage levels. Then you have 4B or 5B, which means 4-bit data word gets converted into 5-bit code word. Then you have 8B or 6D. The meaning is 8 binaries or 8 bits are represented as a 6 signals. Now this is about the encoding. You can just observe the encoding. Before this, let us see which encoding scheme was used in standard Ethernet. In the standard Ethernet, the encoding scheme called Manchester encoding was used. The Manchester encoding does not apply for fast Ethernet. First let us see the reason. In the standard Ethernet, the speed was 10 Mbps. For the 10 Mbps Ethernet, when Manchester encoding was used, it used to provide a clock signal for every data bit. Whenever clock signal is provided, it doubles the rate of transmission. Now, let us take the example. To transmit at the speed of 10 Mbps, then double of 10 Mbps is 20. So we require 20 megahertz waveform. In the same manner, for fast Ethernet, the speed is 100 Mbps. To transmit 100 Mbps of data, then double of that is 200 megahertz waveform is required. Since we are using the cable as UTP cable of the category 5 UTP cable is limited only to 100 megahertz. Whereas if we use the Manchester, then we require the waveform of 200 megahertz. Because of this reason, Manchester's encoding is not used in fast Ethernet. Instead of Manchester encoding, we are using MLT3 encoder and NRZI encoder. In the previous one, here we have just seen the line encoding scheme. So we are using MLT3 and NRZI. We are not only using line coding scheme, above that again we have written it as block coding. So 2 encoding schemes we are going to use in the fast Ethernet. We'll just see the reason why we require 2 encoding schemes here. When MLT3 and NRZI encoding schemes are used in the fast Ethernet, then there is a problem of self-synchronization. This self-synchronization problem occurs when there is a continuous sequence of zeros. When you have the continuous sequence of zeros, then there is no voltage level transition. The line or voltage line will be constant, which leads to synchronization problem. To overcome this synchronization problem, additional encoding scheme are used. Those additional encoding schemes are nothing but 4B or 5B. Now, initially you can just observe the first one in a 100 base TX. What we did is, the first data is given input to the encoder called 4B or 5B encoder. This 4B or 5B encoder will increase the speed. The fast Ethernet was having the speed of 100 Mbps. As a output of 4B or 5B encoder, the speed is increased from 100 Mbps to 125 Mbps. Then output of 4B or 5B encoder is given as input to MLT3 encoder. In the same manner, you can just observe the diagram of 100 base FX. Initially the data is given as an input to 4B or 5B encoder, which increases the speed of the fast Ethernet to 125 Mbps. Then it is given input to the NRZI encoder. And in both the diagram, you can just observe the two lines. The two lines represent two wires. One wire is for sending purpose and another wire is for receiving purpose. Now we'll see the encoding diagram of 100 base T4. Again here the name itself suggests T4, which means it is going to use a 4 wires of the type twisted pair. Now if we use a 4 wires and same above encoding schemes like MLT3 encoders, NRZ encoders, 4B or 5B encoders, then what happens? 2 wires are used for sending purpose and 2 wires are used for receiving purpose, where each wire will carry 500 Mbps, which crosses the limit. Now to overcome this disadvantage, what we are doing, we are replacing those encoding schemes by 8B or 6D encoder. 8B or 6D encoder is again the combination of MLT3 encoder and 4B or 5B encoder. Both are combined and we have a single encoder scheme called 8B or 6D encoder, where 4 wires are used. We are going to use 4 wires. Each wire carries 250 Mbps. This is about encoding. Now you can just observe the diagram how twisted pair cable looks like. First one, we have unshielded twisted pair, where 2 wires twisted or 1 wire is overloaded on another wire. We call it as twisted pair. They are not covered by another shield, hence the name unshielded. And you can observe the diagram of shielded, where those two twisted wires are covered by the shield. In the same way, you can just observe the diagram. This diagram represents optical cable, where the optical cable is made up of the core part, then we have the cladding part, then we have the sheet. This is the way of optical cable. The next topic is about Gigabit Ethernet. We have the goals of Gigabit Ethernet as follows. Again, Gigabit Ethernet is 10 times faster than that of fast Ethernet, whose speed is 1 gigabit per second. And if you replace standard Ethernet, fast Ethernet by the Gigabit Ethernet, then Gigabit Ethernet works successfully. That is about the second goal. And about the third goal, even Gigabit Ethernet has a destination address and source address field with a length of 6 bytes. 6 byte length is nothing but 4-bit address. Then about the fourth goal, it uses the same frame format of standard and fast Ethernet, having the fields like preamble, SFT, destination address, source address, length or field, data and padding, and last one is CRC. And last one is it supports for the auto negotiation. Auto negotiation feature is supported both in Gigabit Ethernet and in the fast Ethernet. Now let us see about the access methods. In a Mac software is used for the access method. Again, there are two approaches, half duplex approach and full duplex approach. If the approach is half duplex approach, then it requires CSMA bar CD as we explained before. But most of the Gigabit Ethernet use a full duplex mode, where there is no collisions and hence there is no requirement of CSMA or CD. Rarely the half duplex approach is used. Then we have the physical layer. In physical layer, 3 concepts: topology, implementation and encoding. Now we'll see about the topology. In standard Ethernet, bus and star topology was supported. In the fast Ethernet, only star topology was supported. And in the gigabit Ethernet, it also supports for the star topology. You can just observe the diagram. We have the diagram A. If two devices, then they are connected using point-to-point link. You can observe the diagram B. If three devices, they are connected using the switch, which forms a star topology. Then we have the diagram C, where two star topologies are connected. Then you have the diagram D. In diagram D, two switch or two star topologies are again connected to switch, which we can call it as hierarchy of stars. This is about the topology. Then we have the implementation part. In implementation part, we have two types: 2-wire implementation and 4-wire implementation. You can just refer the diagram. 1000 base SX, 1000 base LX, 1000 base CX, and you have 1000 base T. Among all four, 1000 base SX, LX and CX, they belongs to 2-wire implementation, and 1000 base T, it belongs to 4-wire implementation. Now we'll see one by one. 1000 base SX, S stands for short wavelength and X stands for fiber optical cable. Similarly, in 1000 base LX, L stands for long wavelength, X stands for fiber optical cable. In 1000 base CX, C stands for copper and X stands for copper on the shielded twisted pair wire. Then you have 1000 base T, where T stands for twisted pair, that is unshielded with the 4 wiring. And 1000 base SX, 1000 base LX and 1000 base CX, they come under the first category of gigabit, that is 1000 base X, where 1000 base X mainly refers to the transmission over the fiber. Then we have the encoding technique. In the standard Ethernet, Manchester encoding was used. In the fast Ethernet, different encoding schemes, two encoding schemes were used: NRZ-I, MLT3, then you had a 4B or 5B, then you had 8B or 60. In the same manner, we have an encoding technique here. You can just observe the diagram. The first diagram, it is for 2-wire implementation, and the second diagram is for 4-wire implementation. And here in the first diagram, we are using NRZ line encoder. Since there is a self-synchronization problem, to overcome that, we have another block coding scheme called T8B or 10B block encoder. Now let us first study about this. Initially, data is input to the block encoder 8B or 10B. The meaning is 8 bits or 8-bit data word get converted into 10-bit code word. Output of this or 8B or 10B block encoder will increase the speed of gigabit. 1 gigabit speed has been increased to 1.25 gigabits. Then it is given input to NRZ line encoder, non-return to 0. Again you can see two lines, one is for sending and another one for receiving. Now we'll see about this diagram where we have 4-wire implementation. Again, instead of two encoding scheme, you have an encoding scheme called 4D PAM5 encoder. Now let us see the meaning of this. D stands for dimension, PAM stands for pulse amplitude modulation, 5 stands for 5 voltage levels. Now it has a 5 voltage levels like +2, -2, +1, -1 and 0. This is about 4-wire implementation. Now we have the last topic as 10 gigabit Ethernet. Again, it is the higher version of gigabit Ethernet, which is 10 times faster than the gigabit Ethernet with a speed of 10 gigabit per second. And whenever you replace standard, fast and gigabit Ethernet with a 10 gigabit Ethernet, it works successfully. Again, it uses a 6 byte fields of destination address and source address. As a fourth goal, it has the same frame format having preamble, having FD, destination address, source address, length or field, data and padding, and last as CRC. Then it allows or it is suitable for the applications, not only for the LAN, it is also suitable for wide area network and metropolitan area network. Then last point is it may compatible with technologies such as frame relay and ATM. Now let us see what you mean by frame relay and ATM. We can call this frame relay and ATM as a fast packet technologies, where frame relay uses variable size packet and ATM uses fixed size packet. And the expansion of ATM is asynchronous transfer mode. Whenever we are sending a multimedia data over the internet, we require these two technologies for the fast transmission of the data. Now our 10 gigabit Ethernet will support for this. And we have the access method. 10 gigabit Ethernet has only one approach, that is full duplex approach. It will not work under the half duplex. Since we have the full duplex approach, there is no collision. We did not worry about the collision because we have the separate wires, one for sending and another for receiving. Hence there is no need of CSMA or CD technique. Then you can just observe this. We have the types of cables in the 10 gigabit as 10G base S, 10G base L, 10G base E, where S stands for short wave, L for long wave, E for extended wave. Hence, L covers a longer distance of 10 kilometers, S covers a shorter distance of 300 meters. Extended is nothing but extension of long wave, hence it covers a more distance than L, that is 40 kilometers. And S uses multi-mode, L uses single mode, and E uses single mode. Now let us understand what you mean by single mode and multi-mode transmission. In optical fiber, light capturing capacity is more in multi-mode when compared to single mode. And a single mode is suitable for long reach data transmission, whereas multi-mode is suitable for shorter range of data transmission. And single mode and multi-mode have their own advantages and disadvantages. So light capturing capacity is more in the multi-mode and it is less in the single mode. But the advantage of single mode is suitable for long distance, and multi-mode it is suitable for shorter range. This completes about the Ethernet.